Hi friends, it's Joan at 10 Pentacles Tarot, and today is November 28th, 2023. I don't know when you're watching this, but we are right in the middle of a full moon that was officially full yesterday, still full today, and I thought I'd show you a full moon in Gemini spread that you might be interested in using. And I got this spread from my Biddy Tarot newsletter. Biddy Tarot is a very good company, and they're not paying me to say this, but I took their tarot certification course and I received their newsletter. And if you're interested in learning more about them, visit www.biddytarot.com, and that's B-I-D-D-Y, Biddy. And so anyway, I get their newsletter every month, and the spread, there's a spread in each one, and this is a full moon in Gemini spread, and it says, the full moon in Gemini enhances your vitality and brings to light the ways you perceive the world. Release any feelings of boredom and explore your curiosities. So this is a good spread, and I thought I'd show it to you and use the Biddy Tarot deck in honor of where I got the spread. And so, and if you'd like to see a review of this deck, it's in my Tarot Deck Reviews Volume 1 playlist. And that's, again, what the box cover looks like. So, this is a 6-card spread. And I want to tell you that this full moon has brought me my 500th, 501st, and 502nd subscribers, and I want to thank you all for subscribing so much. 500 is a milestone for me. I appreciate you all so much, and I know compared to the people with thousands and thousands of subscribers, that's just small beans, but for me it's very exciting, and it just shows that I'm moving in the right direction, and I appreciate you all. If you haven't subscribed, it's free for you, and it would continue to help me. I appreciate it. So anyway, this is a 6-card spread, and I will tell you the positions, and then we'll do a reading. And I always feel like when you are led to watch a video like this one, you'll definitely learn something from it. You'll learn how to do this spread, and you may get some information from the example or the sample spread that I do as well. I always feel like the spread that I do is for somebody. The information is for somebody out there. All right, so position 1 is, how have my perceptions of the world around me changed in the last 6 months? Okay, if you want to get a pencil and paper and write this down so you can do the spread, how have my perceptions of the world around me changed in the last 6 months? Position 2, what new information have I learned that I can teach others? What new information have I learned that I can teach others? Position 3, how has verbalizing my emotions impacted my closest relationships this year? How has verbalizing my emotions impacted my closest relationships this year? Position 4, I'm going to move these up a bit so you can see them better. Position 4 is, what valuable lessons have I learned from others? Again, what valuable lessons have I learned from others? Position 5, and you can spread these out with more room in between if you want to. Position 5 is, what valuable lessons have I been able to teach others? What valuable lessons have I been able to teach others? And position 6, how can I approach problems in a more logical and calculated way? All right, so let me see if I can move those up a little bit. Can you see them all? Yeah, pretty much. And then, of course, in the picture, these are all spread out nicely. I just kind of got them all squashed together so they'll fit in the space we have. All right, so there we go. All right, again, this is the full moon in Gemini spread using the Biddy Tarot deck. So, position 1. How have my perceptions of the world around me changed in the last 6 months? Okay. So this is the Devil. It's a major arcana card, which means my perceptions, or if this is for you, my perceptions or your perceptions of the world around me, has changed in the last 6 months. I'm just going to do it as if this is for me, okay? Okay, okay, so I feel like this card is, about addictions and temptations. And I feel like in the last 6 months, my perception of the world around me has changed by realizing how much temptation and addiction and giving into these things can affect people's lives. Okay, there's so many ways that I personally have realized in the last 6 months that we allow our bad habits, our giving into temptations, addictions of any kind, can really, really affect our lives. Almost said our lunch. Oh my gosh, that's weird. Well, it could affect our lunch too if we have like a sugar addiction or food addiction. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. Anyway, that must mean something. But anyway, my perceptions of the world around me have changed because I've realized a lot more about how people handle and don't handle their temptations and their habits and their addictions, and how much this affects their life, my life, and their lives as well. So this is an important part of life that needs to be addressed. I mean, we can't sweep it under the rug. We can't ignore it. It affects people, and not always in a good way, of course. All right. Card number 2. What new information have I learned that I can teach others? 8 of Pentacles. So I've learned a lot by practicing or by working at my job, by working on a hobby, several, maybe more than one hobby. So learning things and practicing things has given me more ability to teach others what I've been learning. And that makes a lot of sense because what new information have I learned that I can teach others? Well, it would be something new that you learned at your job, something you learned at your hobby, working on something that you can teach others. For example, I've been working on writing plays, so this helps me in my teaching drama. I can teach more people about plays. And then with my YouTube channel, I've learned so much. I've learned many more spreads that I can teach people, like this one, for example. And that's what this is all about, is me learning things and passing it on to you. All right, so whatever new information I have, I'll pass it on. Okay, number 3, how has verbalizing my emotions impacted my closest relationships this year? And of course, you'll know what this is for you. You'll know what you've learned that you can pass on to others, what you've learned at your job, what you've learned through practice, what you've learned at your hobbies. This is going to be different for everybody. And the same thing with the particular temptations or addictions that you have realized something about in the past 6 months. All right, so, and this one, again, is how has verbalizing my emotions impacted my closest relationships this year? So maybe verbalizing my emotions has impacted my relationships by, if I'm verbalizing about my loss, if I'm talking about my losses, if I'm talking about my grief, okay, that's what this card is talking about, your grief, and not necessarily paying attention to the good things in your life. So if I've been verbalizing all my grief-filled emotions, or if you've been verbalizing your losses a lot, you're going to really probably affect your relationships. You need to take a look at that. You can answer this question by looking at this card. So it's suggesting that perhaps you have been verbalizing your emotions when it comes to your losses, when it comes to your sadness, when it comes to your grief. And how is that affecting your relationships? How is that impacting your closest relationships? Is it making your closest, the people who are closest to you, feel sad? Is it making them feel a loss? Or if you expressed your emotions to them, did they feel as if they lost you, or if, let's say, if I express my emotions to someone closest to me, I told them honestly how I felt. Maybe they felt like they lost something. Maybe they felt like they lost our relationship. Maybe somehow this has made them, maybe me verbalizing my emotions has caused them to grieve, or to have pain, or to feel a loss. That could go a lot of different ways. That's pretty interesting. All right, card 4. What valuable, and I'm skimming the top of this. You can go into much, much more depth, of course, with the reading that you do for yourself or for another person with this. Okay, what valuable lesson have I learned from others? And this is the 4 of Cups. So I would say this card is showing a valuable lesson that I've learned from others to not be, to not be indifferent, okay? To not ignore opportunities. So maybe I've seen in others their apathy. Maybe I've seen in others how their apathy and how they're ignoring opportunities has affected them in a negative way. Or the fact that they won't make a decision at all, how has that impacted them in a negative way? I can think of several people lessons I've learned from others by watching them be apathetic and non-committal and not making a choice. I've seen how that, that's a valuable lesson that tells me that I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in that position of being apathetic, of not choosing, of not taking advantage of opportunities. All right, card number 5. What valuable lessons have I been able to teach others? Let's see. I'm hoping I've been able to teach others a valuable lesson about what to do when the shit hits the fan. Okay, so I've had a lot of that happening in the past 6 months, and I'm hoping that I've handled it. I'm hoping I've handled these tower moments with grace and dignity. I've been hoping that I've been able to teach others something by the way I've handled these situations in my life. I don't know that I've always handled them wisely. Maybe I handled them unwisely, and that taught somebody something. But I feel like watching someone go through tower moments is going to teach you either how to handle it in a good way, or how you shouldn't handle it. So I think a lot of my people that I'm close to have seen me go through these moments in the last 6 months, in the last year, and they can judge from I think I've taught them one way or the other how they should or should not handle the types of situations. All right, and then card number 6, how can I approach problems in a more logical and calculated way? 6 of Pentacles. Okay. How can I approach problems in a more logical and calculated way? Okay. I think this is telling me I can do that by giving each problem the attention that it deserves, and by paying attention to each problem and just saying, okay, this problem deserves this much of my time. This problem I can wait on for a while. This one I really need to focus on. So I think it's showing how can I approach problems in a more logical and calculated way by evaluating the problems and the severity of them and taking care of the ones first that need it most, and then doing it in a logical manner that way. That's what I would gather from that card. And so that's the reading. Now this is basically one card at a time, answering 6 different questions. This is the full moon in Gemini spread again from Biddy Tarot. This is the Biddy Tarot deck. If you would use this spread, or if this is helpful for you, then, and you don't really have to use it as a full moon in Gemini spread. You can just use it as maybe every 6 months to see where you are, how your perceptions of the world has changed, what new information can I teach others, how has verbalizing my emotions impacted my relationships, what valuable lessons have I learned from others, what valuable lessons have I been able to teach others, how can I approach my problems in a more logical way. I mean, this is a good thing. This doesn't have to be a full moon in Gemini in order to do this spread. This is a spread that might help you take stock of things, just every few months or so. Let's say every 6 months, or however often you feel led to use it. So if you like this spread, then please give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't. It's completely free for you. I think I already said that, and it helps me out a whole lot, and I know I said that. Plus, if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever a new video is uploaded so that you won't miss any. And I want to thank you for being with me today. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is where you are. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.